NBC Nightly News, but do you really know Brian Williams? Born May 5, 1959 in Elmira, New York, and raised in Middletown, New Jersey, Williams attended George Washington University and Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. However, he did not graduate. Instead of graduating from college, he interned with the Jimmy Carter administration. He later worked as an assistant administrator of the Political Action Committee of the National Association of Broadcasters in Washington. Williams began his broadcasting career in 1981 at KOAM-TV in Pittsburgh, Kansas. He worked at several local stations in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City before joining NBC News in 1993. He became NBC's chief White House correspondent and then anchor and managing editor of the Nightly News with Brian Williams on MSNBC and CNBC. In 2004, Williams took over as anchor and managing editor of NBC Nightly News after Tom Brokaw stepped down. He has strengthened the broadcast position as the most watched newscast in all of television and has become the most highly decorated evening news anchor of the modern era. Though Williams has been criticized for being stiff and lacking charisma, his critically acclaimed coverage of Hurricane Katrina in August 2005 improved his image considerably. In addition, his appearances on The Daily Show, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and Saturday Night Live have also added to his popularity. He has received 11 Edward R. Murrow Awards, 12 Emmy Awards, the DuPont Columbia University Award, the Walter Cronkite Award for Excellence in Journalism, and the industry's highest honor, the George Foster Peabody Award. NBC Nightly News has won the BMI Film and TV Awards News Special Tribute Award, GLAAD Media Award for Outstanding News Program, an Emmy for Best Story in a Regularly Scheduled Newscast, and 2 Emmys for Outstanding Coverage of a Breaking News Story in a Regularly Scheduled Newscast. Now that you know a little bit more about Brian Williams, let's take a look at some of his highlights.
Tonight, a new era begins on this broadcast, but not without a word about the era that ended last night when our friend, mentor, and leader signed off after more than 2 decades on this broadcast. He has allowed me to sit in this chair in his absence for the last 10 years, and now hopefully many years more. Proof that life goes on. And by the way, if you're looking to help the victims of this disaster, we've put a whole list of ways to do that on our website tonight. That's rockcenternbc.com. That's our broadcast for this Wednesday night. Thank you for being here with us. I'm Brian Williams. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow evening. Good night.
Lester Stephen Holt was born March 8, 1959, and is an American news journalist who anchors the weekend edition of NBC's Nightly News and NBC Today. He is also an anchor for Dateline NBC. Holt graduated from California State University in Sacramento and holds a degree in government. Holt spent 19 years with CBS beginning in 1981 and then moved on to WBBM-TV in Chicago, where he then spent 14 years anchoring the evening news. Lester Holt reported on many important events, one in 2003 when he reported from the Kuwait and Iraqi border as U.S. forces prepared to launch their invasion in Iraq. He also traveled to Haiti, where he reported on the immediate aftermath and the response to the devastating earthquakes. He also reported on the streets of Cairo during the political and civil unrest in Egypt. In 2011, Holt traveled overseas to cover the earthquake and the nuclear crisis in Japan. Mr. Holt has also conducted many exclusive interviews. One was with Oscar and Grammy winner Jennifer Hudson, and the following month he anchored a special on Dateline with legendary singer, actress, and producer Whitney Houston. Holt also reported from Sanford, Florida on the latest in the Trayvon Martin case in June 2014. Lester Holt has been awarded many awards. A few are the Kennedy Journalism Award for his work on CBS in 48 Hours, and in 2012 the honorary doctorate from Pepperdine University. Some background information on Lester Holt is that he lives in New York, has 2 children, plays bass guitar, and is from Jamaican descent.
Whether he's doing recipes in the morning or hot yoga on Weekend Today,
or whether we see him in the midst of a revolution in Egypt.
And what they are experiencing now is, in fact, a taste of freedom.
Very few people are able to do what Lester does.
The fighting continues here in Lebanon. Beating is the word we're taking right now. School buses tossed about. I don't know where to start. So much has taken place.
He is one of our absolute weapons that we can use to cover any kind of story.
We want to turn now to the ground zero of this disaster. The Haitian people know a little something about resilience. 115 who will gather here tomorrow to select the new pope.
Anderson Cooper was born in New York City, June 3rd, to Wyatt Cooper and Gloria Vanderbilt. At the age of 10, Cooper's father died during an open heart surgery. Unfortunately, the Cooper family had to face another tragedy when his brother, Carter, committed suicide by jumping off the 14th floor window of his mother's New York City apartment. Cooper graduated from Dalton School, a private Manhattan school, in 1985. He then attended Yale University and graduated in 1989 with a political science degree. Having a degree from Yale in his back pocket, Cooper began his news career as a fast checker for Channel 1, who produced news segments for schools across the country. Being bored day in and day out, Cooper decided to take a video camera with him on his trip to Southeast Asia. Because of the footage he got in Myanmar in Africa, he was given the position of Chief International Correspondent at Channel 1. These reports captured much attention. By 1995, Cooper was hired by ABC as a correspondent and then co-anchor of World News. However, this schedule became too demanding for Cooper. By 2000, he left World News and became the host of ABC reality show The Mole. Like many, Cooper was affected by the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Because of this, he realized news reporting was his true calling and what he should be pursuing as his career. In January of 2002, CNN hired Cooper as a correspondent and substitute anchor. CNN gave Cooper his big break in 2003. This is when he got to host his own show, Anderson Cooper 360, where he examines in major news stories of the day. Because of key stories like Hurricane Katrina, the death of Pope John Paul II, and the revolution of Lebanon, Cooper became a household name. Cooper and his TV show have won many awards, including multiple Emmy Awards. Not only has he won awards for Anderson Cooper 360, but Cooper has won an Emmy Award, National Headliners Award for his tsunami coverage, a silver plaque from the Chicago International Film Festival, along with many more. July 2012 was a monumental time for Cooper. This is when he announced to the world that he was gay. This may cause some people to form a bias towards him, but nevertheless, Cooper is an outstanding news reporter who has made a huge impact on television news. Now that you know a little bit more about Anderson Cooper, here are some of his clips.
They carry him to the barricade. Blood is pouring from his head. He's clearly stunned and can't walk.
Senator, I'm sorry for interrupting. I haven't heard that because for the last 4 days, I've been seeing dead bodies in the streets here in Mississippi, and to listen to politicians thanking each other and complimenting each other, you know, I got to tell you, there are a lot of people here who are very upset and very angry and very frustrated, and when they hear politicians thanking one another, it just, it kind of cuts them the wrong way right now, because literally there was a body on the streets of this town yesterday being eaten by rats. Because this woman had been laying in the street for 48 hours, and there's not enough facilities to take her up.
But all right, sorry. All right.